greenfarm KFT was established by Gábor Héjas, who originally had worked in a completely different domain. The company organizes a loose cooperation among small farmers, producing fresh vegetables and fruits. The green farm and their partners produce 40 species of vegetables. Further, they have a small factory that produces pickles. Producers love to work with green farm because together they have a secure market and green farm pays fast, which is especially important for small producers in terms of liquidity. Mr. Héjas says it's very important to work with producers to be understood mutually. Sometimes the crops ripe sooner, sometimes a few weeks later, but they have to be sold when they are ready. Supermarket chains do not care about this, and selling local products is not important for most of them as well.
Our objective is not obviously to reach everyone, but only in the region there are 250 of these smaller stores which we could potentially reach with the concept like this. That would mean that also the quantity would increase, so we would have more and more farmers which we could bring into the system, which is good for them. And it's good finally for the consumer because as long as we have Hungarian product and the locally manufactured product, we always put it in. So this is something which we sort of make it as a preference in the first instance. And this is how we could help them as well. And also our paying conditions are more, if someone insists very much, we pay cash, but if possible then we transfer the money within 1 or 2 days, so they don't have to wait 30 days until the money gets into their account.
They also buy from the Budapest wholesale market to complete their range with products that do not grow in place, for instance tropical fruits, and further to ensure the supply of goods even when farmers are not able to supply sufficient quantities at some periods. Their most important customer is the Univer. Univer is well known about its food production, for instance ketchup, mustard, canned tomato products and so on. Besides, it runs a retail network of 52 shops all around in Bács-Kiskun County. Green Farm and Univer have a special cooperation because Green Farm is not only one of Univer's suppliers, but it also has shaped Univer's fresh vegetables and fruits marketing strategy and tools. Green Farm has invested in the own and Universe staff training as to provide high quality customer service to the shops.
The staffing problem is there with the personnel, so sometimes there are young people coming in, they stay there for 6 months and then they leave the shop, so you have to have a good training program because the staffing problem is always there. And once the personnel is not in place and is not doing the job very well, then obviously the turnover starts going down. As much as we could bring it up, turnover goes down, so you have to be there every time. We got an employee, we employed actually someone who works for us, for Green Farm, and actually we taught her as well. We make sure that she doesn't want to leave us because also it's a 1 year of job until you train someone on this because of the seasonal differences. And we trained her and she is doing shelf service for us. So there is a person looking after the shops itself. Now you can well ask that, well, in that scale, can someone afford this? Under normal circumstances, the answer is not, because if we were competing with 2-3 other distributors on prices always with this company week by week, not knowing what are they going to order, then obviously we would be considering of having or not having a person like this. But since this project with the customer, who is Univer, the retail chain, is very much in a kind of integrated approach, so we have an open book towards them of how much we obviously want to earn revenue based. So anytime they can look into our books and see how much we earn. Our objective is to grow the business via them, so if we have more turnover, if they have more turnover, we have more turnover, obviously we have more profit. So pricing is not an issue which we spend time with. because pricing is something which we do on an open book way. So we can concentrate on the shelf, and we can concentrate on the customers, the consumers itself, which is very much leading to that after 2 years, in fact I think this year we are going to double the quality of food, vegetable and fruit selling in the shops. So from 2013, which was not managed by us, now it's 2016, we started 2014, and we also have a comparison. So after 2 years, actually we double the sales, we double their sales, because we consider the success in terms of how they are going to double their sales. It's not our pipeline filling exercise, but it's also how much they are selling.
An important element of the strategy is that they wanted to deliver products to local customers. A circle of 50 kilometers radius was thought to be suitable for producers to deliver their goods to the company's warehouse. They do not prescribe strict rules on products as big chain stores do. They do not demand for all the fruits to have the same size. It is not important to all crops have the same shape. The essence is to be fresh and to have a nice look. Compliance with legislation is, however, compulsory, mainly in terms of chemical use. But several suppliers are also engaged in organic farming, so they do not have to worry too much about it.
Sometimes retailers think then fruits and vegetables are made in a factory and not on the ground. So we said that we don't want to do this because we know that certain percentage of the small farmers of the products, they would be struggling what they do with if we make very strict rules. But we said that the most important thing is that it should look fresh. It has to be fresh. It has to look nice. The size is less relevant in that way, so the farmers have a more flexibility with the products to bring it here than to take it into a supermarket or to somewhere which they collect the supermarket, because most of their product varieties they could sell to us. Obviously this must be fresh, good quality, etc., etc. And we have to be sure that he or she was producing it under the normal regulatory treatment of chemicals, etc., etc., if they use chemicals at all. Because there are some farmers also like us that we don't really use chemicals because we grow with the biological concept of bees and etc., etc.
They do not demand certified organic farming, because its cost would be 40–50% higher than the normal production, and this is difficult to enforce in prices. In Hungary, neither the cultivation nor the market of organic products developed as fast as in Western Europe. Peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, and even other products can be produced without chemicals if we work with appropriate cultivation techniques. But fertilizers are used for nutrient supplement, and therefore cannot be considered as organic farming. However, a healthy, chemical-free product is obtained. This is also indicated by a healthy food label that differentiates their products from organic vegetables as well as products produced with use of chemicals. All in all, we may say that Greenfarm and its partners have set an innovative way of production and sale. They didn't establish a single entity, and from legislative point of view, Greenfarm only buys from several small farms. Out of the legislative framework, they cooperate. Farmers harmonize their production to the demand of the customers, and Greenfarm is the channel that brings information and knowledge to both sides.